It's a beautiful world out there, isn't it? But with e-waste becoming a rising issue and the government not willing to help and the companies who supply us these electronics not willing to help either, there's nothing but fines and punishments. There should be more accessible ways to the public to safely remove this e-waste while still providing money to the people. Companies need to find a way to make their electronics last longer, but with companies like Apple and Microsoft breathing down our necks, how can we do anything to fight this issue when they're the ones causing it? Well, not including us.
This is Agba Bloshi, a suburb of Accra, the capital of Ghana. But local residents have given it a nickname, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the home of the biggest electronic waste dump and is a livelihood for many. First, it feeds them, then it kills them. This is one of the most polluted areas with toxins and toxic metals on the African continent.
Everyone breaks devices. It's bound to happen to people. But those people end up having to replace the device as they don't know how to repair it, or the price for them to repair it from the manufacturer would cost more than buying a new device, creating e-waste as you throw out your device and buy a new one. With the Right to Repair Act, people would have access to the manuscripts and guides on how to fix or upgrade their device. But the issue is it wasn't passed the first time. And even now, only 8 states are introducing it to legislation. Some companies even oppose this from happening as they would be the ones to either receive money or find a way to get you to upgrade your device.
And even Linus, they just said, we're not going to fix it. He brings them an iMac with a broken screen and says, listen, mea culpa, I messed up. I'm sorry. Here it is. How much time? How much money? Here's a blank check. Fix my iMac. And they said, that's it. They can't fix it for any amount of money. If Linus put $2,000 on the table, Apple will not fix his iMac. And not only will they not provide repairs a lot of the time, but they are doing everything they can to ensure that independent service centers are sued, threatened, fined, and messed with to ensure that we are not able to service you when you have a problem with your product. And I think that's wrong. And we have to draw a line in the sand at some point and just say, this is not acceptable. I am not going to spend money with you until you decide to stop doing this. And I am encouraging my customer base of people that exclusively utilize Apple products, that provide me and my employees with a living, to stop spending money on Apple products because this is unfair. They're screwing you and they're screwing other people.
Do that.
Well, we had an interesting conversation about this earlier today, and I think the response and the discussion revolved around why would you legislate something that manufacturers, at least a certain number of my manufacturers that I represent, are already doing. And I think the question for us is, once the access to that information has been gained, if you are taking it into a home and you're conducting a repair to a microwave, for example, there's a part that's called the magtrometer, and if it's not replaced properly, it could explode. And so this is a safety concern for the consumer's personal safety. It's a safety concern for the property and a number of other concerns. And so our assurance is to make sure that if the information is accessible, that people have the proper training and understand how to apply that information in an appropriate manner so that property isn't damaged, people are not hurt, and that they don't have to purchase new products that they've already spent a considerable amount of money on.
Now, as a final statement, as someone who works at a high school and is a co-founder, or more of a worker, I guess you could say, on the surplus at St. James High School, as a way of trying to give back to the people and not allow electronics to be wasted, I guess there's only 2 options really left. What will the consumer do? Because in the end, the companies don't care. They're just going to leave us to rot more or less in our own waste. So I guess you have 2 choices. Would you rather ignore it? Or would you rather figure out what to make a world a better place? You tell me.